Hello everybody and welcome to week 2, lesson 1 of maths, and today we are comparing lengths with our rulers, okay? We are applying our knowledge of measuring lengths like we did last week. So our learning objectives will be to determine which lengths are longer, shorter or equivalent using our knowledge of measurement, to demonstrate our reasoning skills to explain what we know about lengths, and finally to compare lengths and apply problem-solving skills. Brilliant. I'll give you a moment. Pause the video now, put the date down in the top of your book, and then write compare lengths as our learning objective. Then unpause when you're ready. We'll move on in 3, 2, 1. Now, let's have a look at our daily starter, our first daily starter of the week. There's 4 questions on the screen. So I want you to give it your best effort just to get your maths brains working. And then once you've done that, unpause the video and then we'll go through the answers together. So pause the video now. And then we'll unpause in 3, 2, 1. Now, have a look at your answers. If you've got them all right, well done. If you've only got 1 or 2, that's okay. We're just getting our maths brains waking up for the day, okay? So check those answers, pause it now if you need to, and then unpause when you're ready to start the lesson. In 3, 2, 1. Right, let's have a little recap, shall we? We have our ruler on the screen. I've got one in my hand as well. Good. Right, how to use a ruler then? What do you notice about that picture on the screen? Yeah, there's a ruler and there's a paperclip. Okay, when we're measuring something, do we have we've got 0 here, but do we have the object there? And then we look at the measurement? No? What am I doing wrong? What should I be doing? It shows it in the picture. That's right. When we measure something, it's always easier to put it starting on the 0. So if we measure something, it should start on the 0. Okay? So that's what they've done with the paperclip. We can see that when they measured the paperclip, it started on 0. And then all we have to do is count along in the numbers. Now sometimes you'll get really small objects and you can measure them in millimeters, which are these really small lines that you can see here. And we know from last week that 10 millimeters is the same or equivalent to 1 centimeter. So 10 millimeters equals 1 centimeter. Right, let's have a look at this then. It says, it starts here, it goes 1, 2, 3. So we can see that the paperclip is 3 centimeters long. What does that mean? How many millimeters long is that paperclip then? If it's 3 centimeters, then how long is it in millimeters? I'll give you a moment. Thinking brains. Did I hear someone say 30 millimeters? That's correct. Good. So we know that this paperclip is 3 centimeters or 30 millimeters because we started measuring the paperclip on the 0, so it made it easier for us. And that's what we've got to do. Let's have a look at what we're doing today. Right, another thing as well is you might notice that on the bottom we've got our vocabulary box. So we've got equivalent, shorter, longer, millimeters, compare, centimeters, meters, less than, more than. Those are all the words that we're going to be needing today. So they'll probably come up at some stage or other, but they're there just as a point for us to see, okay? Now, what are these signs? We're going to work together for the first one of these 3 questions here, and then I'll let you do the other 2. But what are these signs? I don't know if you've done them before. Let's have a look. We've got, this one, this one, and this one. Well, I think that we might know what that is. That's an equal sign. It means equivalent or the same as in this case. Okay, so longer than, that is this sign here. So the longer than sign is the one in the middle there. Good. And shorter than is the one at the beginning. Okay. Let's look at the first one. It says 7 meters, 17 meters. Now, what's going to be bigger there? Is 7 meters longer than 17 meters? Of course it's not. Okay, 7 meters is definitely shorter than 17 meters. 17 meters is a very long distance, isn't it, if we're measuring something? And 7 meters is quite big as well, but it's not as big as 17. So we need this sign in the middle. We would need to put this shorter than sign, and we put it in this box here. So what you'll need to do is you need to do that in your books, okay? And then I want you to try these two here. So pause the video now, and then have a go at those other two after copying that first one, with the right sign in the middle of the numbers and the measurements, and then we'll unpause and then see what we've all got. We'll check in 3, 2, 1, now. Okay, so the 7 meters we said would be shorter than, so it would be this sign like this, just follow my mouse. And the 18 centimeters and 18 meters. Well, we know that 18 meters is a lot longer than 18 centimeters. So 18 centimeters is shorter than 18 meters. So it's going to be that same sign again. So we're going to have the shorter than sign, which is this one here, to go in the middle. And then finally, 32 centimeters and 32 centimeters. What do you think? They're the same, aren't they? It's just one has used the symbol and the other has used the word. So with that one, we'll have to use the equal sign and put it in the middle there. Okay? Very good. Well done, everyone. Let's have a look at the work we're doing today. Right, I've left a key in the top corner so that you know what those signs mean, because they might help you throughout all of the questions today. Okay? Now, the first slide, it has some green questions. So if you want to try these 4 green questions, pause the video now and unpause when you're ready to check your answers. If you want to try the yellow questions, there are 4 of those as well. And there's the key in the top corner. So pause the video now and then unpause when you're ready to check the answers. And then 3, 2, 1. Let's have a look at the other set of questions, which are the red chili questions. And there are 4 of those as well. So if you want to try those, pause the video now and then unpause when you're ready to check your answers. And we will check all of the answers in 3, 2, 1, now. Okay, have a look at those. Now, you might notice that up the top there, it says various answers. For example, on all of those first questions, okay? That just means that there's more than one answer. So if you don't have those exact answers there, it might be right anyway if it's between the right amount. So just go back and have a look at the questions and then check them against this. And then unpause when you're ready to look at the reasoning. And we'll look at the reasoning in 3, 2, 1, now. Okay, this reasoning question is called always, sometimes, never. So we're going to have to answer it with one of those words and then explain why. Okay, so it says millimetre lengths are smaller than centimetre lengths. Well, I think that's true, isn't it? Because we know that there are 10 millimetres in just 1 centimetre. So millimetre lengths are definitely smaller. But what about if we had, say, 70 millimetres and we compared that to 3 centimetres? What would happen then? Well, I'll tell you. 70 millimetres would be the same as 7 centimetres, right? And 7 centimetres is greater, is bigger than 3 centimetres. So let's have a look at what I would write for my reasoning. I would put sometimes, because 1 millimetre is smaller than 1 centimetre, but 70 millimeters, my example, is larger than 3 centimeters. So it really depends on how many millimeters and how many centimeters that you have. Let's have a look at your questions. Okay, green questions, there are 2. Again, I've left the signs in the top corner just to help you. So have a go at these if you want, the green questions, and then unpause when you're ready to continue. 3, 2, 1. Here are the yellow questions. Try these. So pause the video now if you want to try these. And unpause when you're ready to check your answers. 3, 2, 1. And the red chili reasoning questions. Try these too if you want to. Pause the video now and then unpause when you're ready to check your answers. We'll move on to look at those answers in 3, 2, 1, now. Okay, let's have a look. Now, you might not have written exactly the same as this. Might not be exactly the same sentences. So read them very carefully. Have a look at yours. You might even have the same kind of answer, but in different words. It's very possible. But if you need to make any changes, read it carefully. Have a look back at your question too. You've got time to pause the video now and then unpause when you're ready to look at the problem solving, which we will do in 3, 2, 1, now. Now let's try one together. It says we have a table here and we've got 6 different lengths. It says that we need to put them into this table. So some of them are longer than a metre, some of them are shorter than a metre. Right, 1 metre and 65 centimetres. Well, it must be longer because it's more than 1 metre, it's 65 centimetres as well. So we're going to put that here. 165 centimetres. Well, we know that there are 100 centimetres in 1 metre. And there's 65 as well, so that's the same, isn't it? I noticed that it says here, are any of the lengths equivalent? Well, we've just found 2, haven't we? These are exactly the same. They're equivalent lengths, but they're both in longer than a metre. Right, let's have a look at where all of them go, and then what I would write afterwards. Okay, so I've put that those 2 and 165 metres here are all longer than 1 metre. We know that. And that the others are all shorter than a metre. But look over here, we've got 165 millimetres there, and we've got 16 centimetres and 5 millimetres. And those 2 are equivalent as well, so I've put that in my answer. Let's see what we have to do. There is one problem solving question for the greens. So if you want to try this green problem solving question, pause the video now and unpause when you're ready to check the answer. 3, 2, 1. Have a look at the yellow problem solving question if you want to try that. Pause the video now and then unpause when you're ready to check. 3, 2, 1. And the red. Pause the video now if you want to try the red problem solving question. And then unpause when you're ready to check the answer. And we'll check all the answers in 3, 2, 1, now. Let's have a look. Again, we've got the various answers for the yellow and for the red one there. So just check your answer very carefully and see if it matches anything like this. Yeah, because it could be between a certain number. Yeah, might not be exactly the same. So pause the video now, have a look at them carefully, then unpause when you're ready to move on. And we'll move on in 3, 2, 1. There we are. So what have we learned today? Well, let's put it into practice, shall we? So your task, if you have time at home, is to find some objects that you can measure. Now, I did it earlier, didn't I? I tried to measure my phone. Maybe I could measure, I don't know, this tablet here that I've got. And I could compare them as well. And I could compare them after measuring them with my ruler, starting at 0. I could compare them with those signs, the greater than, the less than, and the equal signs, and then put them in my book. And that's what I think you should do. Okay, so I'll leave you with it then, and then I would like you to tune back in tomorrow, and we'll look at some more lengths in detail on the second lesson of maths this week. Well done, everybody. Great work. Bye-bye.